Prince Harry and Meghan's exit from the royal family has caused mixed opinions internationally. And now the publishing date for the Duke of Sussex's autobiography, the book, has been set for the 10th of January next year. It was going to be out before Christmas.
Yeah, it's questionable whether Harry might change sections of the book after the death of the Queen. But according to a friend of Meghan Markle's, the manuscript of Spare will stay the same.
Well, so it is called. Let's talk to the former royal correspondent for The Sun, Charles Ray. Hello, Charles. Very good morning to you.
Hello.
Yeah, we don't really know what's going to be in this book, and we don't really know if Harry has been able to make any alterations, do we?
Well, I was always of the view that Harry was not going to make any changes whatsoever, because I could never find the source of the argument that said he was going to make changes after the Queen's death. So I'm not surprised that that we now are being told by Meghan and Harry's cheerleader, Omid Scobie, that he has not changed one word, and the only thing he's going to add is a tribute to Her late Majesty.
It's going to be very odd, don't you think, Charles, if there's a tribute to Queen Elizabeth in there, whilst he absolutely rubbishes the rest of the family and her legacy?
Well, it will be. And as Anne said right at the start, we don't exactly know what's in this book. I mean, we have to assume that he's being paid an awful lot of money for a few exclusives in there about the family. Now, if he starts to rubbish his father, who is now king, and his stepmother, who is now queen, then I think all hell will let loose. I think that it's about time that Harry and Meghan lost their titles. They're trading in their royal links to make their own money, and I have never had any objections to them making money. It's entirely up to them. But to use their royal links is for me is wrong. And I think it's about time that we lost the titles, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. You can't take away his prince title because he was born a prince, but they want to make their own lives and everything else. That's absolutely fine. And the other thing I'd like to say is that we've got The Crown coming out, and I haven't heard one peep out of Harry, who gets paid an awful lot of money from Netflix, about the characterization of his late mother, who he's defending all the time. He's not said one word.
No, it's all very odd, isn't it? And as you were saying there, we just don't know until the book comes out. But it's really putting his father, King Charles, in the most appalling position, isn't it? Because if Harry, his beloved son, rubbishes members of the family, and Charles has to make this awful decision about almost disowning his own son. It's a terrible position for him, isn't it?
It is a terrible position, especially as we're now told that he has not consulted his father. He's not consulted any other member of the royal family. And let's not forget as well, presumably he's going to be discussing the rift with his brother as well. We know there has been a rift that's been well documented, but he's supposed to be going into quite a bit of detail on the rift and everything else. And you're absolutely right. King Charles is going to have a terrible decision to make if, in fact, Harry pulls the trigger on members of the family and rubbishes them in a way. And if he does it to Camilla, it would have been bad enough when she was just Duchess of Cornwall, but now she's Queen. It's not going to go down well at all. And let's not also forget, this book, you're going to have to pay £28 for a copy of this 400. I think it's 460 pages. So it'll be very, very interesting. January the 10th. Bad timing as well, Anne, because it's the day after the Princess of Wales's birthday.
Oh.
That's a nice birthday present.
Isn't it?
It's
isn't
a
it,
horrible
Joss?
one.
Would he be doing this if it wasn't for Meghan, do you think?
Probably not. I think that everything he's been doing so far has been with Meghan. I mean, I read the other day that you remember she was going to take the citizenship test when she came over here, and she found it too difficult to answer some of the questions, and she turned to Harry and said, what's the answer to this one? Harry didn't know. I mean, it's a ridiculous way of living. No, I think, Stephen, that clearly Meghan is a major, major influence in this lad's life. There's no question about that.
And the sad thing that, frankly, he could say what the heck he likes in this book, and a lot of people would automatically assume that he's telling the truth. It may just be his truth.
Well, we go on this. There is only one truth, Anne. Clearly, there is only one truth. And as the Queen has said, recollections may vary. But there is only one truth. And we saw the truth that came out in the Oprah Winfrey. And that's the furthest thing from the truth that I remember, to be perfectly honest.